Hey, happy start of whatever season you got going on. I'm starting my season 2, so let's get into this. Welcome back to Reviews. Today I've got a couple things I want to show you. First off, we're going to hit the water line of this boat. Just the water line. I'm not worried about the top. This is something you could do if your boat was being de-winterized and it's at the yard. While it's here, this is a difficult spot to get from the dock, so why not hit it now? I can put a lot of shoulder and a lot of elbow into it, do a really nice job, so that's what I'm going to do. The very first thing I'm going to do is mask off the bottom paint, but it's got a lot of this flaked off bottom paint and some scum line, so I'm just going to wipe that off so that the tape has a good base to adhere to. And it doesn't take all that much. Literally, just, yeah, that's all it takes. So once I do that, then I'm going to get into what we're going to do, but before that, I'd like to introduce you to couple friends of mine. These are snacks and drinks. So let me first introduce you to Bear. Bear makes kind of healthy snacks. The only ingredients are coconut, cane sugar, and salt. And to give you an idea of what these look like, it's literally just baked coconut pieces, and they're really good. The other one is made with pineapple and coconut. Again, simple ingredients: pineapple, coconut, sea salt, and cane sugar. There's another one that's just pineapple, and the ingredients are literally just pineapple. This project is also going to be brought to you today by at least one of, but probably two of these three beers. I've got an Aslan IPA. This is their Cosmic Dreams Hazy IPA. I've got a Georgetown Lily India Pale Ale. And just for funsies, I got the Tropic Chronic, which, yeah, I bought it specifically for the name. But in the world of IPAs, there's always something to learn. So I suppose I should probably eeny, meeny, miny, mo. And Georgetown is a Seattle local. So let me get some of this in me. Cheers, guys. Here's to the beginning of the season. Ooh, that's okay. So not too bitter. A lot of IPAs are. By the way, if you haven't had IPAs and you're just getting into it, you'll find that the hop amount is a bit much, and your stomach, kind of like a Hefeweizen, might take about a month of drinking it to get used to it. Once you do, though, you won't have those sharp pains in your stomach from the acids and the bitterness of all the terpenes and whatnot, and the oils and stuff from the hops. That being said, this has kind of got a light grapefruit flavor aftertaste with a little bit of passion fruit. All the hop notes are forward, so it's like as soon as you taste it, you're like, oh, beer, and then it goes back to the back of your throat, and you're like, oh, good beer. So it's not bad. All right, let me wipe this off. I'll mask it, and then we'll get going. And like always, we've got to clean off our pads. They haven't been used in a while, so grab my old trusty spur, clean out the pad. Okay, now the very next thing that we need to do is grab some more of that Lily IPA and have a taste. Oh, that's good. And for all you guys complaining that I need to find a warmer climate, at least it's easy to keep my beer cold. All right, so looking at this scum line, there's some stuff in it I'm not really happy with, but I'm not going to clean the entire thing off. If I already know I'm going to be compounding it and getting in there, I'm going to be taking off a lot of this gunk. And if I'm going to get in there with the compound to get gunk out, I might as well start with heavy cut, shouldn't I? know this doesn't look like a heavy cut bottle, but it's just because I put it in a different bottle because mine broke. Alright, so here we go. You know what I should do? Probably slow it down. Yeah. I would just continue. That's all this ever is. It's just a continuance of what you started earlier. And to give you some indication as to what that's looking like. So you can see the difference. Obviously the dirt and staining is gone from the bottom, and I do like to spend a little extra time right above that tape line, but I think you'll agree that's not looking too shabby. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to finish this. I'm going to do the entire rest of the hull. I'm going to strip it, clean it, and then I'm going to apply a polish, and the polish is going to be my new test product. So you guys will know that it goes on this boat. We will be looking at this boat as time goes on to see what type of indicators we get from its wear and use. Alright, so in the meantime, I'm going to finish that beer, have a couple snacks, and by the time I come back, I'll have this all done. Cheers. Hey you guys, what are you doing over here? You should be over here. cold. I think my online thermometer says that it's 20 degrees today. And the compound is a little bit thicker than it normally is, but still usable. Now this is going to be a little bit tricky, so you're going to see me do some different stuff right about here. Just deal with it. Okay, a little bit more to go, and she's all done. Okay, so all we've got now is basically this part that already has a pretty good shine to it. I'll probably hit it just because, and then we'll get down here. And the reason I go really hard against the water line where I've taped off is because that seems to be the darkest part and the hardest part to clean from above the boat when you're trying to get your scum line off. Also, I figure if the owner takes their boat out of the water and they make their finger go down like that and all that comes off, then in their head they're like, oh man, I've got the best detailer ever. Oh my god, I have beer. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Didn't mean to bother you. Also, it's time for the second beer. This is the Aslan Brewing Company. These guys are up north of me in a town called Bellingham, which is known for college, for lazy students, and a lot of weed. Although now that it's legal, probably just the college of lazy students. Very liberal. So let's see how this beer holds up. Smells fruity, kind of floral. That's interesting. Actually, yeah, it kind of has a berry smell. All right, cheers. Okay. Also, something to note. If you guys aren't used to drinking IPA and your typical brewer is like Budweiser, Coors Light, Bud Light, something with between 2 and 3% alcohol, this right here is a 6, somewhere it says, they usually say 6% alcohol. The last beer was a 6.7. These are not your, hey, welcome to IPAs, drink as many as you like to see if you like it beers. These are kind of like a cigar. You enjoy them. Now, you might see me pounding them. You can pound one, I don't care. But they're more for the appreciation of what you can do with four main ingredients: hops, barley, wheat, water, yeast. I know that's five. I don't know if we count water. Anyway, so if you get into IPAs, they're a bit much. I mean, they creep up on you with the alcohol content. Beyond that, they creep up on the acidity and the hop content. So if you're not used to having a bunch of yeast and hops in your stomach, which tends to make some people gassy, just know that going into it, you can also start off with what's called a session IPA, SESSION, session. These are typically 4% alcohol. They're a little bit easier on the old gut to get into. So if you have to, a session is made to drink all day. So feel free to drink them all day. Just an easy drinking, kind of a toasted malt aftertaste in the end, which is kind of strange. All right, continuing on. Let's get into it, shall we? Okay, that's about enough. Okay, top part's done. Now for the part that's a little bit physically demanding, and that's the bottom part right in there. And it's only physically demanding because you kind of have to go at a weird angle and aim up, and it sucks. And there's this little spot under here that I like to get even though nobody ever sees it. Just because I figure if the owner's ever at the boatyard and looks up, he'll be like, huh, the detailer got that too? Well, maybe next time I should tip him. Although I'll be fair and honest, very few boat customers actually tip us, which is, well, I mean, you tip everyone else, so that's kind of weird. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so down here, you got to admit, me going extra hard is a good idea, because no boat owner is going to jump in the lake and clean their scum line here. But all day they're cruising along trying to impress people, drinking their wine, waving at people. If this looks like you just ran through a sewer, so let's clean it up. And I go really hard when I'm trying to get the water line up here, and the wax that I use, the protection, fingers crossed, should keep this clean for a really long time. So if that impresses them and it impresses their neighbors, well, I guess as a detailer, I've just impressed a lot of people. Cool? Cool. Sorry, was that on tape? My bad. Beer, sue me. Oh, good times. Ah. Hey, tape fell off. I've got to do three things, if I'm being honest. First, I need to finish up this beer because it's not bad. If you guys get a chance, Aslan Brewing out of Bellingham, Washington. Not bad. Good flavor. So I'm going to replace that tape. Now I'm going to go grab some cleaning equipment, rags and spray stuff, some soap. I'm going to clean off this white surface. I don't have any light to really inspect it, but I'm thinking it looks pretty good. Then I'm going to apply the polish. I'll show you how that goes, and that'll be it. We might be on our third beer by then. Who knows? Who can say? Ah, that's good. Good. All right, so I'm gonna get rid of this one, and I'll replace it with this one. And because I pulled off the tape, I'm going to leave an edge here, which is something the buffer can catch. So I'll try to rip it at a nice sharp angle. Maybe the buffer won't catch it quite as easily next time. Let's go back over here and we'll get to the cleaning part of it. Whoa! You guys almost let me forget my beer. What's wrong with you? Clearly you're not boat detailers. Okay. Oh. All right, now once you're sitting here, I'm going to take the opportunity to say I brought the fancy wax, the Magic Top Secret Secret Squirrel polymer / super secret whatever. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. What does matter is that I'm trusting it on this guy's boat, on his water line. He docks portside, I think. Yeah, he docks portside. So this would be a great example of what this can do. Because he's next to the dock, he gets all the bugs and spiders and blah blah blah, and so if this is able to protect against all that junk, well, that's freaking awesome. Okay, so when it comes to strippers, I like redheads. Blondes are acceptable, but right now I'm going to use Mother's CMX. I'm going to use a clean rag, and I'm just going to, not frozen, put a little bit on there, let it soak, and then as it's drying, I'm going to hopefully try to wipe up any of the compound residue, any of the oil, anything that might sit on this surface. Now, whenever there's a vent, anything that's dripping out, I'm going to make sure to double up on my cleaning. I want to make sure that whatever solution, whatever product, wax, protection that I put here has the strongest bond it can possibly get. Okay, so in the next step, I'm going to use a glass cleaner really quickly. Just going to wipe up any residual residue that I think I can pick up. I want to make sure that I have the absolute best surface for this to adhere to. And if I do, then it'll last for a really long time. If I don't, I'll just have to reapply it. If you're wondering why you're hearing a vehicle running in the background, I have the heater warming up the wax that I intend to use. Okay, you don't need to see all this. Okay, so we've gotten the entire water line all cleaned off, looking shiny. It's got a great little reflection to it. If you don't agree, let me know. Which looks pretty good. Good enough for the girls I date. And if you know girls I date, well, they don't give a rat's ass what the boat looks like. Chances are either do your girls. They just like the fact that you include them when you decide to go out. And let's be honest, that's the best type of girl. All right. Very next thing is twofold. One, holy cow, my hand's cold. Yikes! But the chemicals are polymers. They use petroleum distillates. There's no water in this. I mean, there's a little water, but they can handle it. So right now it's, I think, 19 degrees because we're in the shade. There's no sun. Water's starting to freeze to the side of the boat. Starting to freeze on the tips of my fingers as well. But there's a couple things to do. One, I need to apply a polish to this water line that's going to last and protect the boat. And two, I got to try this. Look how they did the palm leaf, the palm tree, and how it looks like a marijuana leaf. If you guys remember a beer named Beck's, Beck's came from Germany, I believe. It tasted a lot like marijuana, and I think a lot of people used to think that Heineken used to taste a little bit like marijuana and piss. Beck's definitely tasted like marijuana. Woohoo! Yeah, there's a little skunk going on in here. Okay. All right. Okay. Woo! So, Dizam. If any of you guys have gone to a dispensary in the last 7 years, imagine encapsulating everything that you smell inside of a marijuana dispensary into a carbonated liquid form. Silver City Brewing. Where are these idiots from? It doesn't say. Silver City Brewing, so maybe Nevada, I don't know. Tropical Chronic IPA. I guess if you like IPAs and weed. I mean, throw me some Dr. Dre or some Too Short, maybe even a little Snoop Dogg. I'm right there with you. That's interesting. Woo! So many beers. All right, let me go get the polish. I'll be right back. Okay, well, you guys remember my friend, the Random Orbital. This is a Porter cable. What model is this? 7346. I've had this thing for a really long time. Right now I've got a clean, soft foam pad. I'm going to apply a little bit of my fancy polish. I'm going to start applying this on the slowest speed setting. Okay, I want to show you guys what type of pattern I'm putting in this. Hopefully you can see it. If you look down along the white, maybe you can see a pattern. Okay, so that's the pattern I'm leaving in the hole with the product. I'll let that sit there and dry. Not terribly worried about the coverage because it seems like it's got decent coverage. I will continue on with the rest of this boat. still cold. All right. I'm just showing you the patterns again, in case you missed them the first time. Hopefully you can see the patterns I'm leaving. And those are just sitting in the hull, waiting to be wiped up and cleaned up. But that gives me a fairly good indication that I have a decent amount of coverage on this boat. Now, I'll finish up the bow, and as soon as that's done, whew, I'm gonna need to sit in this heater. I've got my clean pad, and now we just, so here we go. Oh man, illegal polishing. I'm getting busted. So there you go. I mean, that's looking pretty good, right? What's gonna stick to that? Okay, so we keep going, finish up the boat, and that's it. And then when this thing hits the dock, I can do the rest of it quite easily. And that's the plan. And that's it, y'all. Let me take this tape off. And that's it. I mean, it's the same old, same old. You got to work to get what you want, but once you get the work done, if you've used the right products, my guess, my hope, is that you just clean it, maintain it. So there's what we got going on. I think this will hold up really well. I can't wait to see what the results are, and I'll work on the other side tomorrow or the next sunny day. Baby steps, guys. When it's this cold, baby steps. And in the meantime, if you want a recap of the beers that we've had today, Georgetown has produced a Lucille. That's this little guy here. And Aslan produced this little guy here, which wasn't bad. And this one, I still got a ways to go, is the Silver City Tropic Chronic Pale Ale. Not too bad. All right. Well, thank you very much for spending your day with me. I appreciate it. That's all there is for this water line. I will probably, when the boat's in the marina, I'll work on what's under the swim step with, I don't know, some cleaners. Not terribly concerned about it. What I am concerned about is this new product that I'm using is supposed to do some really cool stuff. And I'm really excited to see what it's going to do. I'm really excited to show you guys. what it's going to do. In the meantime, thank you very much for your time and your patience. I appreciate it. I will keep you updated on this boat. Every step that I take, you'll take it too. Cheers, guys.